Good morning, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox, and I am a fully self-actualized male. I'm a husband, a father, a grandfather. I've run successful businesses. I've had a successful military career. I have people who consult with me, pay me for my opinion. I'm an influencer, new term I learned. I've had a pretty good life. I have had ups, I have had downs. I do not focus on the downs. I'm constantly looking forward, moving ahead, improving my position. I've been happy, I've been sad, I've been scared. Full range of human emotion. But I'm a man. And unfortunately, there are few of us left. I think it started in the 70s, in the early 70s, and I was am blessed to have a father who's also a man. But I can hear him ranting in the back of my head when things would happen on TV or in the news or stuff like that. And I just want to give y'all some outlook concepts, perhaps a little bit of advice. And although this may seem male-centric, because I am really talking to the males out there, women, you need to listen up too, because you are part of the problem. We have a problem today. It's a huge problem. We, Western men, for the most part, have, to a large degree, forsaken our masculinity. They're trying to turn it into something bad. There's a new term, relatively, toxic masculinity. Ooh, like masculinity could be toxic. They try to do shaming or something, man shaming. I had these MGTOWs jumping all over me on one of my videos. You're man shaming. You should be ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I've done nothing for which I am ashamed. There. How about that? Man spreading. When you sit like a man, that's supposed to be a bad thing. You know, when you sit with your legs spread out. Are you kidding me? I first ran into this whole distorted, convoluted concept of toxic masculinity, or not even toxic masculinity. Let's just go there. I don't even have the term for it. I was, and I'm going to offend some of y'all. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm really not. I am doing this video, males, because I care about you and I want to see you become men. And if you have some things slipping into your life, which is almost impossible not to these days if you're not on guard for it, I want you to take action and remove those influences and sneaking, subtle coming in. Check this out. I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm going to. Some of you. I had a friend who was also a Special Forces soldier, which used to just drive me crazy. I would like beat my head against the wall after conversing with this gentleman. And I was a hardcore Christian at the time, mainstream Christianity, as was he. We went to different churches. I may or may not have been a pastor. I can't remember exactly the date. But he invited me to this thing. And I don't remember what it was called, but I bet you somebody out there does. And it was a thing that churches were doing, where men would meet at 6 o'clock in the morning before work, come to this church, watch a video, sit around with a bunch of men and discuss issues of manliness and malehood and that. How to be a Christ-like man or something. I don't know, something like that. Didn't really want to go, but he kind of convinced me to go. So I went to one. And there's a group of about, I don't know, 10 or 12 men in this church. And a little intro, we all have coffee. And they start the tape. And as I recall, the guy on the tape was talking about how men have been trained, boys don't cry. Remember that? Those of you my age, boys don't cry, big boys don't cry. And we hold our emotions inside and we pack them all up in a suitcase, and we all have these times in our past when we've been hurt and disappointed, and life has thrown us curveballs, and instead of dealing with it, we pack it up in these boxes, these suitcases, and we carry this baggage around with us, and it hurts us from being fully human. And what we need to do is, in a safe space, set the suitcase on the table, open it up, and start unpacking it. Now, men, let's sit around here and bitch and share with each other our hurts and our disappointments in life, and we can all commiserate and go, yeah, oh, yeah, I went to one of those. I told my friend after that, you coming next, I think it was once a week, but it may have been every day before work for 2 weeks, whatever it was supposed to be. I said, yeah, I'm not going anymore. He goes, why not? I said, I'm not going to say his name now. Let's just say it was Bob. Bob, I am a fully self-actualized male. I'm really happy in my own skin. He goes, well, don't you have things in your past that hurt you and disappoint you? I said, yeah, and I dealt with it like a man. He didn't like me too much after that. Here's the thing. I just saw what's precipitating this conversation. I may put this on YouTube eventually. I saw an article on Drudge today. I could not get through the whole thing. What was I just reading about a week ago? And I was talking to the millennial man about it. It was about how men are losing all their traits of masculinity. All the stereotypical masculinity traits are going away in millennials or something like that. And I opened up the article and started reading. It was in Canada, and I'm like, figures. To the hardcore lumberjack type mounted Mounties, JTF2 Canadians, I'm not talking about you, but you see what's going on in your own country too. Like, give me a break. So I didn't read that article, but then today I was looking at one, and it was talking about how they're having some kind of seminar where we all sit in a circle and hold hands, and we're free to cry together and just to pour out our woes to each other because all these notions of masculinity are retarding our growth. Are you kidding me? You're the retard because you're trying to buy into this stuff. Be a man. Let me tell you some manly traits. We don't wear our emotions on our sleeve. Generally speaking, no, it's not okay to cry. No. If you're at a funeral for a parent, brother, sister, or immediate family member, maybe. Other than that, no, it's not okay. And if you do, if a tear squeaks out of your eye, you very carefully, without a lot of drama, get rid of it. Man up. Big boys don't cry. That's true. Men deal with discomfort. Men deal with pain. Emotional pain, physical pain, psychic pain. Deal with it. Somebody has to, and that's you. You need to set the example for your tribe, for your family, for your household. Be a man. I remember when people used to say, how long ago was this? I think this was before the movie thing. It was. It was like when I was in college. You need to get in touch with your feminine side. I don't have a feminine side. I'm a man. I need to get in touch with my manly side. And so do you. Be a man. All those stereotypes of men, yeah, you know what? Men, if it wasn't for the civilizing influence of women, we would live in caves and huts. Because the rest of it's just not that important to us. We're going to go out and kill something to eat or fight the bad guy, and life's okay. Women are the ones that come in and say, hey, let's have a nice house. And you're like, fine, whatever. There's compromise. Men compromise, but not their masculinity. Yeah, generally men are a little bit messy, a little bit violent, a little bit crude compared to women. There's got to be a difference, gang. There's a difference between men and women, and it's not just plumbing. That's what makes our hooking up so nice, is that we are different. We're not just around a bunch of stinky old hairy men going, "Rrr, rrr, rrr, rrr," which has its place. You guys have to resist all this talk of toxic masculinity, of getting in touch with your feminine side, of unpacking your emotions. You don't unpack your emotions. You don't share with other men your pain. Be a man. Suck it up. Drive on. Rub some dirt in it. Well, women don't respect that anymore. They're not women. The women who want their guys to buff their nails and pluck their eyebrows, what do they call that? Manscaping? Trim your beard. There are dudes out there in YouTube land, dudes, and I don't think they think they're gay, who tell me, oh, Pastor Joe, you need to trim that beard up and trim up that mustache. Dude, what are you looking at another man's mustache and beard for? I'm probably going to hurt one of my friend's feelings from the past who I haven't seen for probably a decade. But this guy was awesome in that he could grow a beard in 2 days. He could grow this in like a week. I mean, he was just amazing. And so I had a beard, big, long, dark beard at the time. And he decided he was going to try growing a beard. And then he's hemming and hawing about it. And he started growing it. And then one day he asked me, he's like staring at me like this. How do you... I did have it trimmed up a little bit more than I do now because I had to work in an office, not out here in the woods. But he goes, how do you do that right there? I didn't even know what he was talking about. Here's another thing. Men don't obsess on themselves in the mirror. It's like, all right, I'm good. Go. We're not like, that's feminine. Be a man. Anyway, sorry, bud. He's like, how do you do that right there? I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know what he was talking about. I didn't know what this part of my face looked like. He's like, how do you do that? Like, shave that part off right there. I said, I don't, because see, he grew a beard up to his bottom lip. Big hairy dude. Well, so I told him, dude, I don't. That's how my beard grows. The next day he came in with no beard. I'm like, what happened? He's like, well, I was trying to do that thing you do with his like little manscaping razor or something. Oh, this one's a little bit bigger than that one. Okay. Oh, that one's a little bit. And he ruined it. Men don't obsess with their hair. Do something with it and be gone. This whole millennial thing where they're like doing the, what's it called? TJ has a word for it. Some kind of man bun. Ironic man bun. Something like that. There are dudes that wear man buns that it works. They look kind of like samurai warriors. And then there's the guy that spends like half an hour in the mirror getting it just right with the hair gel. This, that, and the other thing. That's not manly. Don't primp. Yeah. Feelings, over concern with your looks. There's a different kind of look. Men are very concerned, should be. That's the other thing I was reading the other day. These millennials are no longer concerned with fitness and real strength. They're more concerned with beauty. That's because they're women. Men are always, real men are always concerned with strength. Real men will walk into a group of other men. I don't care if it's lawyers. I don't care if it's mechanics. I don't care if it's guys at the, wherever. wherever there's a group of guys, real men do this. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Hey, you been doing all right? Yeah, good. You know what they're doing inside? Can I take that guy? Can I take that guy? Can I beat that guy in mortal combat? Real men are constantly sizing up the situation and thinking, who can I kill? Oh yeah, that's a heck of a thing for a pastor to say. It's the truth. Men are bred, we are created to be warriors. To go kill critters and bring them home to eat, or to go kill the bad guy so he doesn't come take what's ours, which is primarily our stuff and our women. Yep. Stay-at-home husbands, forget about it. Go get the meat. Bring it home. That's your job. It's not your wife's job. It's not your job to raise children. Am I saying you can't be in touch with your kids and you can't love your kids and pat them on the knee and put them on your knee and give them piggyback rides around the house and throw ball with them and occasionally play dollies with your little girl? No, you can do all that. Matter of fact, you should. But you got to be a man. You're the man. Be the man. It just goes on and on and on, and I can just feel some of you starting to simmer. I can feel it. There's nothing wrong with a man cleaning out the toilet, vacuuming, and cooking dinner. Not for you. My son, God bless him, because my father raised me and I raised him, he has a phrase that he uses in various ways that he is only half joking about. I didn't get married to make my own supper. He says that. I didn't get married to wash my own clothes. Oh my God, I can't believe you're such a misogynist. No, I'm not. I'm talking about divisional labor. The clothes have to be washed. Can we agree on that? Yes. The dinner has to be cooked. Can we agree on that? Yes. I guess you could go out to eat every day. Somebody's got to do that. Well, while somebody's doing that, somebody else is doing something else. They should be. Here's another thing. I'm not saying be a big fat slob. Sit in the living room in your wife beater with a stain on it and your big old fat belly because you don't care about being a warrior. And you're like, hey, honey, bring me another beer. My favorite southern word, sensuous. Sensuous up, bring me a beer. Dude, be a man, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about being just that pig man. Noble. Nobility, confidence, strength, assuredness. TJ and I are talking about taking prosperity, prosperity.com, in a not a different direction, but going off on a tangent, because it is clear there is a need out there for males to know what it is to be a man. We might have to do something along those lines because I care about y'all. I do. And my granddaughter's got to have somebody to marry. Yeah, I know, she's like 1. But I fear for what's coming down the pike for her. So yeah, maybe I need to do some work at this end to make sure there's real men around for her when she becomes of a marriageable age. And before you guys go off on I'm a woman-hating misogynist, have you met my wife? Sister Kate? Sister Kate, Shofar Mountain? Mm-hmm. She could stand right here, right now, except she's making my breakfast, and say, yep, yep, yep. And if you think she's some mousy, downtrodden, browbeaten woman, you don't know her. So I'm not that guy. But men, it's time to be men. Oh, and here's another thing. Men actually like the company of women. Not 100% of the time. We like going out and doing manly things, doing manly things with other manly men in a manly kind of way. Something like men. But we like the company of women. And when you are a college-age male, whether you're in college or not, young 20s, late teens, dude, failing to bathe and hanging out with your out-of-shape, man-boobied buddies playing some kind of online game, that's not manly. That's not being a warrior. Go do CrossFit. Go join the Friday Night Pistol Club. Go do something manly. All right, I'm interested in your comments. I'm ready. Go ahead. You know what? I'm a man. I can take them. All right, I'll see you out there.